Hey everybody. Can you hear me, see me, all that fun stuff? Loud 7 clear. Fantastic. What's going on, people? So Danique and I went out last night to an Italian place called Maggiano's and ended up having some amazing lasagna and some bread and all kinds of stuff. So that's what we did for lunch, and I think that's what we're doing again for dinner. Is like once you eat, you can get like these little $5 things that are basically like the same thing that you had for dinner, but a whole nother course, like pre-made, pre-packaged. Oh yeah, and the cake. I forgot about the cake. The cake was really good. The caramelized section of it that was like hard as a rock and like candy wasn't so good because I'm sitting there eating nice soft cake, and then every once in a while we get this like little hard candy clump in my mouth, and I'd be like, I don't understand what I'm supposed to do. Am I supposed to eat cake, or I'll turn it over there so I can. I'm looking at the right camera. Yeah, I didn't really know if I was supposed to like eat cake or chew on this thing, and yeah. Anyway, love lasagna. Oh, it was so good. It was so good. I'm surprised at how little salt we use at home though, because I was eating it and I'm like, it's just borderline where I'm like, it's salty and it's really good. It's almost too salty, but not quite. And yeah, it was very tasty. So this is like lunchtime for y'all, right? So what have you been eating? I need ideas. We're at home all the time, and we kind of get in these ruts where we eat like the same half dozen things until one of us gets sick of it, and then it's like, oh, we actually do know how to cook other stuff. You just forget about it. Literally, you will say, "This is the best thing we've made in a year," and then we don't make it for a year. So I have a huge thing set up here. I guess you can't see it. It's two music stands with 3 pages apiece stacked on top of one another. So it's just this massive wall of music. You might be able to see it with a different camera. Can you see that? It like starts here, and then the halfway point's here, and then the second one's all the way down here. So I think I said hi to pretty much everybody typing. But Mom, thank you for being here. My wife, thank you for being here, Danica. Gordy, Kirk, Whitty, Gavin, Paul, Soraya, Judy, Corinna, Gordy, Deborah, Bruno. Fanika. Oh, hold on. I am partly blind. Not really. But I do like having my light. Work. It just makes it easier for me to read. Oh, did I just grab the wrong guitar? I'm not with it today. I was going to start off with this little blues piece by Tampa Red from 1931. I've told you about this before. This guitar, this style of guitar, they first made this, National first made this in 1927. And this song was written only 4 years afterwards. This is the way blues used to be. A lot of syncopated rhythms, a lot of like a little bass line. You hear a little bass line of doom, 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 almost like a polka in there. with small little segments for soloing. Fun stuff. Oh no, you gotta reboot. I'm sorry to hear that. Oh. So what do you think? That's old school. That's old school. Yeah. So welcome, everybody. Somebody asked, what is guitar soup? Well, I think of like a 15 bean soup where there's all kinds of beans and yet it's just called bean soup. So that's what this is. This is like all kinds of guitars, all kinds of genres, all kinds of time periods, all kinds of styles and tones and topics, but it's all guitar. It's all guitar related, and it's just mashed up into one giant pidge podge. Whatever that saying is. Yeah, that's what it is. Oh, I'm gonna play you something that's been very difficult. I have practiced all week on this. All week. And when I say all week, I mean like 3 times a day all week. I'm going to move to a different camera. Check that out. I've been playing this like morning, noon, and night, literally, because that's what I have to do in order to get the muscle memory in my hands. So I go in and I play this song like 3 or 4 or 5 or 7 times. And then I leave and I go watch some TV. And the TV is actually part of my practice. It's meant to get my mind off of what I'm doing. And then I go back and I play again. And then I go back and I watch TV. And then I come back and I do it again. Because that's the hardest part about this is people think that when you practice, that you can just like sit down and practice over and over and over and over again, and that you get equal results for every hour you practice. And that's not the way that it works. There's a system to it. Yeah, I get things like carpal tunnel. I have issues with my arm right now, but it's not carpal tunnel, but it's related to that, like adjacent to that. The hole is at the corner. Yeah, check that out. So the hole is not just at the corner, but there's like a tiny little hole here in the neck, and the neck is hollow, and that hole actually helps the sound come out of the neck and blend with the guitar. So this is a Turkowiak, handmade in Poland. Hi, Miss Kay. Check that out. Most guitars have a single line that goes down and connects them, but they decided to do something different with that, which is really cool. It's got this huge heel, which is a bit more than I care for. It's got like a little crown right there. Yeah, it's a beautiful guitar. This is their simplest of their what they call queen of the guitars. There are fancier ones out there, and the price just goes way up for the fancy. And I didn't want the fancy. I wanted the tone with none of the fancy. I wanted that goblet, the God's goblet from Indiana Jones, and I think it's the Temple of Doom, where he goes in and has to pick the right chalice that Jesus drank out of. And there's all these ones that are encrusted with diamonds and jewels and all of that, and then he finds the rusty beat up one, and that's the one that was the right one. All right, here we go. This is called the Baden Jazz Suite. This is the first segment of it. I had to first spend hours on the computer writing this out, note by note, figuring out how to play this. And then I looked up his life and read some. He actually just died in 2019. This gentleman who wrote this was born in 1926 in Prague, in Czechoslovakia, which is now the Czech Republic. He died, when did he die? I want to say December of 2019. There's very little known about this outside of the fact that he was one of the world's best guitar teachers in France. And I couldn't even find a date for when this started, but the first publication I could find of it was 1989, so that's what we're going to go with, is that this is a jazz suite from 1989. Here we go. And I'm just going to let you know that this is my first like real run through with y'all. So there are going to be mistakes. I'm fine with that. I hope you're fine with that. Thank you for the tips. There we go. The first time's always the hardest. Oh, man. That is an intense song. I could hear that. Yeah, Fly Me to the Moon. I could hear how that's got the main melody there. The like. Yeah. I'm reading a combination of both. It's both. So the notes, the actual notes themselves, I had to transcribe from notes to tablature in order to be able to work out fingerings, because the stuff is just so intense that it would be one thing if I was doing, like if I was playing this and had played it for a year or two, but I had never heard this song a week ago. So in 1 week, I took it from the notes, moved it to the tablature to figure out the fingerings, but I still have the notes there that help me with the rhythm, that help me with the overall feel, all the crescendos and decrescendos and the mood, the timing, all of that stuff is there. The only thing that the tab is there for are the certain sections where you have to move in a weird way. For example, this run, rather than playing here at the like 7th fret, 9th fret, I could play that and it sounds the same. But you notice that the fingering's different, because here I can hold my hand here and not have to look at it to go. Where down here I have to start, and then there's this kind of guess that you have to do of that huge slide. So a lot of times when people play that, you end up with a break of pause versus like a nice run. That's what that's there for. Did that hopefully answer the question? So let me get over to my electric guitar now. I do like having the camera um, buttons on both sides here, so that if I walk away from this, that I know that I can, like, I don't have to go back. On my website, guitar-soup.com, I'm going to start writing down all the things that I play and the years and the styles, and just make one giant running list so that if you want to request something, you can. Because I feel like that's part of the staged experience. The other thing I like about this is everything that I'm presenting to you now is brand new to me. And it's only going to get better with time. Provided I practice. Please. What? Yeah, Danica, give me purple. Give me a purple tip. I think you already did, though, didn't you? Isn't that what that guitar is? Thank you. It's just a nice chill bed. Ooh. Something went out. There we go. So this is what happens. Wintertime, it gets pretty cold down here in the basement, and everything gets sharp. The strings tighten up, well, the wood tightens up and goes the other way against the strings, pulls the strings tighter. And so then you tune, and then your body, like over time, like your hands and body just like warm up the guitar, and then it goes back to room temperature and everything goes flat. So wintertime is just kind of natural that you're going to see me tune more. I always like playing this one. Tons of switches. I have to play this one regularly, otherwise I'll forget it. Cool. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So, hey Lee. This is another one that I made. I could probably play a good section of that behind my back, yeah. Yeah. So if you listen carefully, if I keep the guitar turned down low, this is it's like 3 or 4. So if I turn this up, you get that really big. In the background, you hear that zzz. That zzz is always there. And there's a gate that kind of shuts to keep that off like that so that it's nice and silent. And all a gate is imagine a monster on one side of the gate and you're on the other and you don't want it to come through. That gate gets locked and the monster can't come through. But if the monster's big enough and the gate's small enough, it gets through. And that's basically what a musical gate is it stays shut until the note gets so big that it forces it open, and once it's open, everything's open. But see, this is what happens is like right here, my guitar is so big that you don't notice the tiny bit of in the background. Tips on effects and switch settings to achieve a type of sound in particular on your site. Yeah, I can probably do that. So I'm going to turn this way down to where the gate almost doesn't work. Like I'm hitting a note and it's really not coming through. So now it creates a whole different type of tone. Like it almost doesn't even sound like a guitar anymore. Right? So I'm using this effect in order to create steel drums by playing thirds. And all a third is in music is like you play a note on a piano and then you count up 3 like white notes. So if you play a white note and then you count up second white note, third white note, and you play those, that's a third. And you get this real pretty sound. So this particular one starts right here and it goes. So we got that on loop. And then I'm using the same effect to play something higher. So here. There we go. So we got that in the background now. I like this stuff. So, country music takes this a lot too, and takes things from reggae, turns it into something different. It just sounds different. I'd really like to hear Brad Paisley play over something like this. Anyway, I want to write something over this because I just love the way that this sounds. And we keep talking about going to a beach somewhere, and it never happens. We went and bought some pottery. When was it? What day is it? It's Monday. So Saturday, I think. We left our show and then went to a like an art and crafts place, and one of our friends was there making some pottery, and they were telling us about going and performing at the U.S. Virgin Islands, saying how cool that was, and that they were on the beach all the time, writing music and making money and eating lobster and getting drunk. And I'm like, cool, man. Sounds fantastic, but next time you need to take us. And they were like, done, let's do it. But everybody in Nashville says, hey, man, let's write a song together, so you never really know if that's serious. So I'm going to turn this down, turn the treble down, and get something really mellow. Anyway, I'm done with that. It's just something fun to play. Yeah, we should totally have like a margarita time, like after the show, have a special time where just click on something like that. And I actually want to use that effect in order to do what is it? Like Three Little Birds. Not the Three Little Birds that Danica and I do. That's a Corinne Bailey Ray song. I want to do like the Three Little Birds from Bob Marley. I think it'd be really cool. So thank you so much for being here. I'm not seeing other people from Stage It to like give shout outs to. So I suppose if the only one who's here is Danica, I guess I feel obligated to give Danica a shout out and say, hey, you should go see her. When's she playing? Oh, she's playing tomorrow. She's playing tomorrow at 1 p.m. and 7 p.m. So, come see my wife, and I'll be in the background somewhere. Playing along. No, I'm kidding. We're side by side doing our thing. Danica and the Jeb. We might have our Christmas tree up. We might not. It's sitting there in a box, and we keep debating. But is she any good? Yeah, she's the reason why we have fans on Stage It. I just sit here and play guitar, man. So Sonia's playing today. Very cool. Very cool. Who needs to eat, man? You need your soup. You need your soup. You don't need real food. Cool. All right. Anyway, I'm going to say goodbye for now. I will be back in like 5 short hours. So thank you all for joining me. Take care. Have a good day.